Hello friends, I'm Dr. Roland Kamyuka, I'm a medical officer and I worship here at Kampala Central Church. I bring you a message from the Health Ministry Department, and it's a sensitization message about Ebola virus disease. As we all know, or as you've heard, Uganda is currently undergoing an outbreak of Ebola virus disease. And Ebola virus disease is a highly infectious viral infection, and it's under the class of infectious diseases that we call viral hemorrhagic fevers. And as an infectious disease, in other words, it is spread from one person to another, from an infected person to another. So one mode of transmission of this disease is getting the indirect contact with body fluids of an infected person. And by body fluids, this includes saliva, sweat, blood, vomitus, urine. So any body fluids of an infected person, getting direct contact with them predisposes you and me to spread of this disease. And the other mode of transmission is from animals, humans. And these animals are bats, monkeys, and these through consumption of meat of these infected animals. So as a highly infectious disease, its best mode of management is prevention. So the Ebola virus outbreak that we're having in the country, the strain that has been isolated, the individual strain, is currently presenting with non-specific symptoms. By non-specific symptoms, I mean these are signs and symptoms of the common diseases that we know, and these include onset of fever, abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, sore throat, skin rash, and then a person having unexplained bleeding from the nose, which is unexplained, bleeding from the mouth, bleeding from the body orifices. So most of these symptoms are non-specific. In other words, it's a cause for us to be on high alert. And as guided by Ministry of Health, we have what we call case definitions. For a confirmed case, this by confirmation, that means it has to be confirmed from laboratory diagnosis, whereby we test for the virus antigen and the RNA of this Ebola virus. The other, we have what we call a suspected case, and by suspected case, we have two case scenarios. The first case scenario is someone having illness with onset of fever and has been having negative laboratory diagnosis of all the usual causes of fever, and this person is having at least 3 of these symptoms that I've mentioned about: body pain, general body pain, joint pains, abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, sore throat. So, or another part of this case scenario is someone having illness with an onset of fever and is not recovering from treatment of the normal causes of fever, the usual common causes of fever that we know, and also has been having symptoms of unexplained bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the mouth, vomiting blood. So this is the first case scenario. The second case scenario is a person having onset of high-grade fever and has history of getting in contact with a person who is a suspected case of Ebola, or getting in contact with someone who has died of an unexplainable death, and someone getting in contact with someone who is having unexplained bleeding and is having high-grade fever. So this is what we call suspected cases. So since this disease is an infectious disease, as I said, its best tool of management is prevention, and as guided by Ministry of Health, some of these prevention measures that we are having are as follows. One, if you're unwell, if you're having fever and you're having any of these symptoms that I've mentioned about, it is very important for you to go for a health checkup at a health facility. It's very important for you to go and have medical evaluation. I know some of us may be used to over-the-counter treatment, but this time around we are encouraging all of us, if you're feeling unwell, you're having fever, and you're having any of these body symptoms that are tailored to many of the common illnesses we know, please, it's very important that you go for medical evaluation at a medical facility before getting any over-the-counter treatment. It's also very important that we do hand washing using clean water and soap, frequent hand washing. And if you cannot use water and soap, as convenient as possible, we have alcohol-based sanitizers. These are also helpful in combating the spread of this disease. The other preventive measure is we're supposed to prevent direct contact with body fluids of people. Now, you may not know who is infected and who is not, so please prevent direct contact with body fluids, sweat, saliva. In other words, we prevent contact with body fluids of people, and this includes health workers. In other words, you have to be very cautious when you're handling any patient, any person, because you're supposed to have protective gear to prevent direct contact with any body fluids of a patient. So we are also encouraging that we prevent as much as possible direct contact with people. Avoid handshaking, hugs, kissing, because through this disease is spread through direct contact. So we are also encouraged to keep proper environmental and personal hygiene at home, even at workplaces. So it's very important that we keep proper hygiene. It's also very important that we keep proper ventilation at workplaces, in worship places, even at home. So the message we're having today is that Ebola is preventable, and if we adhere to these standard operating procedures, we can prevent the concurrent spread from one person to another. And the message is Ebola disease is also manageable. So if you're having any of these symptoms, please do not hesitate to go to a health facility for treatment and management, because with proper isolation, with proper treatment, we are having good news of recovery of people, that even among the cases that have been confirmed in Uganda at this very moment, we have people that have recovered. So it's good news. So please do not hesitate to go to a health facility for management. And if you know of anyone with these symptoms, with these signs and symptoms, with these histories, please don't hesitate to SMS to 6767 to the Ministry of Health for further help. Thank you for listening, but please, this disease is preventable and manageable.